So just like this with strength, strength is here and available for you in June. That's your central focus. And strength has to do with patience, endurance, fortitude. So if there's something that you're feeling like, you just are at the bottom of your barrel with it, you just have been carrying it for too long, this strength card will see you through. It really means like persevering when things are tough. It really means just tapping into those inner resources when it feels like it's scary or it's tough or it's hard or you can't go further. Strength carries you through. And she's opening the lion's mouth, not out of force, but out of gentleness, out of tenderness, out of patience and endurance and being willing to stick with it, not giving in to fear, not giving in to doubt. She's staying with it, and therefore she performs the miracle of opening that lion. She tames the lion, which is, tames the beast through her gentility. So when I see strength in reverse, what it tells me is that there may be challenges to you believing that you have the strength to endure, to persevere, to have fortitude, to have courage. Again, that's that lion. She's holding on to the courage. So if there are, Virgo, any doubts, fears, or resistance to believing in your own strength, I'm going to invite you to clear those away. I'm going to invite you to say, instead of, I'm not strong enough, I don't have the strength, I don't have the capability, I'm caving into fear, say, no, I do have the strength. I can get through this. I do have the patience, the fortitude, the inner strength, the endurance to do this. So when strength is in reverse like this and it's your central focus, it's saying that strength is what is coming up for you for June, and learning how to tap into it and recognizing that it's there. In reverse, it says you may have doubts that you have the strength. You may have fears. I don't know if I'm capable of doing this. You may have resistance. Like, I don't want to have to always be the strong one. But it's there for you. You can tap into it. This is you, as well as this. So many of these here are in reverse, and I'm going to say the way to correct these, or the way to experience the full expression of these, is to admit to yourself, yes, actually I am strong. Actually I do have the inner strength for this. Actually I can be patient. I can endure. I can perform this miracle. I do have the courage. I'm also getting the thing of the cowardly lion for some of you. I don't know why. And remember, a cowardly lion, it's kind of a fitting image, strength in reverse. It's actually the most courageous beast in the entire animal kingdom. But if he doesn't believe it, he doesn't experience it. He has to go elsewhere, to Oz, to the Wizard of Oz, to give him his heart. When really the answer is he's had it all along. So that's actually my message for you, Virgo, with this card showing up in reverse. Remember Cowardly Lion. He's had his heart all along. He just has to believe it. So that's kind of like this. With Death in the shadow position, it means that something has come to an end, even though you may not be consciously aware of it, because the shadow position is like what's happening beneath our consciousness, something that we don't see, something that's happening in the shadows, something that's like around the corner from out of our vision. So with Death in the shadow position, it doesn't mean that anyone's necessarily going to die. Sometimes people read death very literally like that. I don't do that particularly. It's not out of the question, but it's not. Usually death is about transformation and something ending. So it just means really that something out of your vision, there may be something that, for example, you may be letting go of old baggage, or there's some chapter that has completed that's out of your vision, something that has ended that you don't necessarily see it, but it has ended. So it's like the last breath of a rose, the last petal has fallen off. And often what that can mean is that there's new life coming ahead, because birth and death are really two sides of the same coin. They're really two bookends of the same process. So when death is appearing in the shadows, what it's saying is there's something that needs to be let go of. There's something that's coming to a conclusion. There's something that's ending, but you may not be consciously aware of it. What's passing away is a feeling of haves and have-nots. This is Six of Coins, which has to do about, as depicted in the card, it's a card of value and exchange, and can be a card of generosity and charity. So if there's been handouts that have been given, like if you're giving out handouts or someone's giving handouts to you, that may be coming to an end. That's what Six of Coins in reverse in the passing away position can mean. It can also mean that in terms of like having to budget, because Six of Coins has to do with value, has to do with balance of money, it has to do with the income and expenses. So it may mean that there's a time where you no longer have to budget. It may mean that, I always point out in this card that there's the person giving the money away, the person receiving the money, and the person not receiving any money. So it may mean that you're changing roles here. It may mean that if you felt like the beggar, that you're no longer feeling that feeling of being the beggar is passing away. Or I'm getting the word handouts for you. So whatever the handouts were that you were giving out, that you were receiving, whatever role you played here, that's passing away. And maybe it's just an over focus on, who's got what. Maybe it's no longer saying, I'm in a place where I don't feel like I have anything, or I'm in a place where I feel like I have to cover everyone else's expenses. Whatever's going on there, the imbalance of the Six of Coins energy, those scales that are in this card, because it's in the reverse, it means those scales are tipped in one way or another. That imbalance is passing away. We talked a little bit about strength already. As you deal with this, and as you believe in your own strength, courage, fortitude, endurance, perseverance in June, guess what shows up? Two of Cups. This is what's coming in, Virgo. This is a renewal of the relationship, or the beginning of the relationship. This is the exchange of hearts. Cups represent water energy, emotion, the heart. So this is one of the best cards for a relationship. It's a love affair card. It's a great card for marriage. It's a great card for just any sort of exchange of hearts between two people. It's very romantic. They're connected even by this divine cadices and overseen by this courageous animal spirit. And I don't think there's any coincidence, by the way, Virgo, that the lion is showing up in both of these. So this is the lion in the physical realm, the body, embodying that courageous heart. And this is the lion, that courage overseeing. It takes bravery and courage and vulnerability to share your heart with someone else's. So when you embody this, you can go here. So I'm going to say the more you trust yourself, the more you have patience, kindness, fortitude, inner strength, perseverance, all of those strength words, gentleness, not force. I'm going to emphasize that again. It's not forcing anything. It's having patience, kindness, compassion. You get here. So invite that in, Virgo. This could be either a new relationship or it could be the renewing of a current relationship. But it's really going to require you to address what's going on with your own strength, connecting with it, and letting go of whatever's old stuff, old life, old things that need to be shed. Even though that's not in your consciousness, you may not be aware of that. You need to work on letting that go, because this wants to come in. And it could be with another earth sign, by the way. This is King of Coins. So this is generally Taurus, Capricorn, or another Virgo. This is a highlighted card, by the way, for June. This is in reverse, just like this is. So for some of you, it may be that you're in a relationship with another earth sign and you just feel like you don't have the strength to apply it to the relationship. That can be all this in reverse. That's a real possibility that some of you may be ending a relationship with an earth sign person because you just don't have the strength for it anymore. You don't have the patience. But if you do, if you do have that patience, that inner courage, it's welcoming it in. It's actually in the coming in position. It's not this. This isn't what's passing away necessarily, but it could be that it's a renewing of the connection between this person and this person. I'm actually seeing the man here is connecting as the earth person, and the woman as this strength person. This is the connection between them. So if you're looking to renew, especially your relationship with another earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, wonderful time in June to do that. Also, this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. This could be like connecting with a father energy, or finding common ground with like a boss or someone who is in the expertise position that's highlighted. But until you connect with your own courage and your own heart, there's going to be challenges to that. First week of June, I see 5 of Cups in reverse. 5 of Cups in the upright position has to do with loss, with grief, with sorrow over something that you've lost, some love or blood that's been spilled. But I always point out that when you turn around and you look at things from a 180, when you finish grieving, there's still love available. There's this 2 of Cups, by the way, echoing this 2 of Cups that's coming in. So what I'm getting from this, Virgo, is that you may have some grieving to do before this comes in. This is what's approaching you, but there may be some sadness or some loss, some feeling just even isolated, lonely, feeling like looking at love from the past and maybe mourning over it. That could be part of why you feel your strength is drained too. But as you connect more with this, you'll have more heart energy available to turn around and see these 2 cups waiting for you. You might have to do some grieving first in week 1 is what I'm seeing though, before this will be ready to come in. Week 2, you're just going to be working away. This is work, work, work. That's very comfortable for you, Virgos. You know how to do this. This is earning money. This is work that's productive. So he's creating things that he can sell, and coins are obviously a money card. So, and this is lots of money. So it may be work that's very productive. It may just be being engrossed in your work, feeling consumed by it, feeling like you have a lot to do, but it's also like whistling while you work, like I'm getting stuff done. So week 2 is going to be a focus on just getting things done, working away. Week 3. This is an interesting card. I'm looking at week 3 and week 4. There are some parallels here. So week 3, I'm really reading this as you as well as strength here. And this is like the earth mother, the earth goddess. This is the domestic queen. She's queen of coins. She's usually very reliable, very trustworthy, very down to earth. She's just so Virgo that this is definitely you. Now, what this is saying, and by the way, she's usually an expert in her field. She's got mastery over domestic affairs. She knows how to handle money. She's responsible. You can count on her. In week 3, there's something off about Virgo. Something that you just don't feel yourself. Like you're still a queen. You still have mastery over, and by the way, this could be male or female. I'm just reading it as the card is. But you still have that responsible, capable, trustworthy, down to earth nature, but you're just feeling out of sorts because I think that whatever's going on in terms of having to let go of this thing that's dying off, feeling like the financial implications of that may have turned you topsy-turvy here. And you're feeling like you have to work away and grind it out to deal with it. But look at where you end up at the end of the month, Virgo. Like even if you're really looking at the money and feel upside down about it, look at how you end up. Empress is prosperous. She's abundant. She is, satisfied. She is like where everything blooms and everything grows. And I really look at all these all this golden wheat at her feet that's ready for harvest. That's a very Virgo symbol, is the harvest of the wheat. And that, that is sustenance, it's nourishment, it's abundance, it's all those beautiful things. And by the way, Empress is pregnant. So this is a beautiful time for you to feel the abundance, the lavishness, the love. Again, here's that 2 of Cups energy. You may even end up starting a relationship with someone at work or someone you meet through someone at work. I'm seeing there's 2 kinds of energies going on here for you in June, Virgo. There's this sort of like sad, letting go. I feel turned upside down. I don't know what's going on with the money. I'm having to let this thing go, but I don't even really know why. And then there's like, okay, I'm just going to go to where I know how to function, which is I'm working away, I'm being productive, I'm going to just grind it out, earn the money, and you put yourself in a nice place by the end of the month. And guess what? You know, Queen and King of Coins are a natural pair. So they're both in reverse, but as you connect with your strength and with your openness to these cards, these two correct as well. So that's a focus for you for June. There's some interesting connections between love and money here, and I just get the sense that as you connect with yourself as strength and as Empress and work away, you will have to grind out some work, especially in week 2. That's actually going to create your comfort for you. That's where, you know, that's sort of like feathering your nest or lining your bed, you know, all those Virgo tactile, sensual comforts. So take heart, Virgo. If June feels like a challenging month, connect to your own strength. You'll turn it around. You know how to do it. That's exact. And there's a lot of good stuff waiting for you here.